Well, soaring oil prices are cutting airline profits and raising some doubts about the airline's strategy to hedge their higher jet fuel costs. The problem may be in what contracts they're using to limit their exposure. Well, joining me on the phone from Colorado is Gerald Greenwald. He's a co-founder of the Greenbriar Equity Group, but he is also a former chairman and CEO of United Airlines. Jerry, always great to talk with you.
Nice to be with you.
Okay, so we had this estimate out, Jerry, yesterday from the IATA saying that airlines, their profits could be cut in half because of the higher jet fuel costs. How did these airlines get so caught off guard with higher oil?
Fuel costs are second to labor costs for airlines, and airlines have never quite figured out how to predict oil prices or to hedge them in a low-cost way. And it's something that none of the airlines have figured out how to manage.
Well, why is it so difficult? Just give me an insight, having run UAL. Why is it so difficult?
Well, I'm going to play act for a minute. Let's say I'm sitting in the seat as the CEO of United Airlines. My financial guys come to me and they say, "Look, the price of the price of oil right now is $102 or $103 a barrel. If it goes much higher, we're really in trouble. Let's hedge." So I say, "Well, tell me what the cost of hedging is, and at what price can we hedge?" And they give me a big bill to pay, and they tell me that we can only hedge out another 12 months or so, and we can hedge at today's price, or maybe at $90 a barrel. Mm-hmm. And I think to myself, that's great. I pay a big price. The price of oil drops to $80, and all I do is get burned.
Right,
and it's like some guy telling me how to bet at the roulette table. So there's no certainty to hedging. And I'll just say I'm biased. I've tried hedging in different ways in my career about 4 times. I've never won.
Really? Well, and it's interesting you say that, Jerry, because as I was reading through some of the articles, you've got Southwest Airlines, which hedges more than any other airline here in the U.S., and then you have U.S. Airways, which does no hedging. So it sounds like there really is no right answer, right? There's no correct way.
Well, I mean, the cleanest way that airlines could handle this is if all U.S.-based airlines had the same cost of fuel, then at least they'd be on the same level playing field. What happens with some of them is their costs rise dramatically if they're doing well with hedging, or their costs. If they're doing poorly with hedging, or their costs rise if they don't hedge, depending on their bet. And some airlines end up with lower costs, don't have to raise prices, and others do, and it puts some airlines in a big pinch. So what I'm ending up saying is, if there were a level playing field, hedged or unhedged, for fuel costs, then they'd all have the same pressures as to what they have to do for price.
Okay, Jerry, we're going to have to leave it there, but very interesting. Thank you for giving us that insight.